Hello friends, welcome to my channel, My TSPSC Preparation. Till today, what we have seen in our early classes about Shatavahanas is their sources, which would be inscriptions, coins, and their religion. And today we are going to look into the next part of the kings, which is the late Shatavahanas. Yesterday we looked into early Shatavahanas, right? So early Shatavahanas, the last king was Hala. His ruling period was between 19 to 24 AD, which is a very short, almost about 5 years, not more than that. And after Hala, there was no such famous great king. Although there were few kings here and there, but they were not very famous. And almost about 50 years, Gautamiputra Shatakarni has come. With his entry, Shatavahanas again stabilized their kingdom. Stabilized their kingdom meaning again they got back into form, right? So that is Gautamiputra Shatakarni is very well known and we have to know about him. Okay, to my left, you see the picture of Gautamiputra Shatakarni. This is from the movie Gautamiputra Shatakarni. He is not the actual hero of our lesson, but yes, he was the hero of the history of Shatavahanas, right? So today we are going to look into the latest Shatavahanas, which is inclusion of Gautamiputra Shatakarni and his later kings. Okay, let's move. So you see the Gautamiputra Shatakarni's ruling period. It is around 78 to 102 AD, right? This is very important because you will be asked what is the ruling period of Gautamiputra Shatakarni, what is the period actually, and you will be given options. You need to choose one from that. So 78 to 102 important, and also here one thing we need to remember is 78. 78 AD is also called as Saka year, right? Saka year. Sorry about my handwriting, but you need to remember 78 AD is the Saka year. Okay. So Gautamiputra Shatakarni, what is his story? Who are his parents? Okay. So Gautamiputra Shatakarni was the son of Gautami Balashri and Shivaswati. You see Gautami, right? Gautami Putra. Putra meaning son. Gautami is the mother. Gautamiputra Shatakarni. Her complete name is Gautami Balashri. Okay. And father is Shivaswati. What are the resources we got about Gautamiputra Shatakarni is, first inscription is the Nasik inscription, which is written by Balashri. Balashri is nothing but his mother name is Balashri, and she has given the Nasik inscription. In this inscription, she has all praised, she has written what all achievements he has made during his period. All this she has collaborated in the Nasik inscription. Addition to that, there is another inscription called Zunaghat inscription. Zunaghat inscription is given by Rudradamana. Okay, Rudradamana, we are going to talk about him in the next few points. Okay, so Gautamiputra Shatakarni, the nature of the king is, once he entered, his only motive, his only concentration was to win all over the kingdoms. He should be getting hold of all the kingdoms whichever has been lost. His mother has inspired him so well that he got so much motivated, and his only motive was to win kingdoms as much as possible. Whatever has been lost, I should get that. That was the mindset of Gautamiputra Shatakarni. But at that time, how the situation of Shatavahanas was, what was the actual territories they were holding and which other territories were holding are, in the north side it was Kushan Empire, guys. You see Kushan Empire, almost this Indo-Gangetic plain is Kushan Empire. Correct? So in the north side it is Kushan Empire, and to the western Deccan side, that is the south side, it was Kharatas. At that time these two were very very famous, and Gautamiputra Shatakarni, they were as usual sticking to their original, which is Andhra. Okay, they were staying at this place. So once Gautamiputra Shatakarni he has come, he did not think that despite we being a small kingdom and we are not having so much control on this, we should be little subsided and then reporting to the higher kings. No, he was not like that. He did not lose hope and he said that I am going to fight for my kingdoms, and that's how he went and he fought many kings. Of those at that time, foreign tribes were also there, like meaning that foreign people, they have entered India and they have taken Hinduism as their religion and they were ruling the whole nation, but they did not rule it properly. People were not happy under their rule. People were very sad. There was no peace. So that was the situation at that time. With the entry of Gautamiputra Shatakarni, he has defeated all these foreign tribes. What are those? Saka, Yavana and Pallavas. Must watch movie is Gautamiputra Shatakarni. Okay, Gautamiputra Shatakarni, you have to watch this movie. Okay, in that movie nothing is given other than his only willingness to win over all the kingdoms. That is the ultimate motive. So from Saka he has defeated Saka Pratap Nahapana. Okay, he was one of the kings of Saka dynasty. He has defeated him and he has taken up Anupa, Aprantha, Saurashtra and Kukura. Let me erase this off to be little clear. Okay, what is it? Anupa, Aprantha, Saurashtra, Kukura, Avanti. So in addition to all these, he has also taken up Vidarbha, Asmaka and Mulaka kingdoms. So where is Anupa, Aprantha and Saurashtra, Kukura is? It is covering Gujarat, Maharashtra and Rajasthan. So these areas he has occupied. All these areas he has occupied, and to the south side it was Asmaka and Mulaka, Telangana area. Asmaka and Mulaka, you remember, right? It is in Nizamabad, and then Vidarbha is in again Maharashtra. So what is the actual boundary or the territory of this? Let's see that. Okay, coming to the boundary side, it is little of Rajasthan, that is western Rajasthan, then Gujarat, and then here we have Maharashtra, and then Karnataka, here Tamil Nadu, complete Andhra, and then Orissa also, and yes, in middle we have Madhya Pradesh. So this was the boundary of Gautamiputra Shatakarni. So at that time, when he conquered all these kingdoms, he was named the title Trai Samudra Toya Pita Vahana. This is wrong, guys. It is Toya. Okay, let me clear this. This has to be Toya. Okay, so the title given is Trai Samudra Toya Pita Vahana, meaning that the horses which has gone for war, they have drank water from all the three oceans, that is Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal and Indian Ocean. So from all these oceans their horses have drank water. That's why he is called as Trai Samudra Toya Pita Vahana. Pita Vahanas are nothing but Pita is back, Vahana meaning vehicle. Back vehicle మీద ఎవరు కూర్చుంటారు మనము? It is horses. On horses we sit it on back, right? So Trai Samudra meaning three oceans. Trai Samudra Pita Vahana. Please to remember, this is very important. You can put 3-4 stars to this. And the religion they followed was Vedic religion. Vedic religion they have followed. Coming to their children was, the first child is Vashishta Putra Pulamavi and the second child is Vashishta Shivashri Shatakarni. Okay, so what happened at that time was Vashishtaputra Shivashri Shatakarni, that is his second son. He was given in marriage to Kshatrapa king's daughter. Okay, the ruler was Rudradamana. He has given the book called Zunagad. So in Zunagad book or the Zunagad inscription, what is there that we need to study is, in Zunagad it is told that Gautamiputra Shatakarni, he has given back the Saka region again back to the Sakas. Right, I told, right, he has defeated Saka Pratap Nahapana. After he got defeated also, he gave back their kingdom to the Saka region only, and they became the feudatory kings to Shatavahanas. Rudradamana was very, very strong, guys. Rudradamana, he has defeated Vashishtaputra Shivashri Shatakarni 2 times. Like 2 times Rudradamana won over Vashishtaputra Shivashri Shatakarni. Okay, let me remove this off. So one quick recap. Gautamiputra Shatakarni, who is he? He is the son of Gautami, Balashri and Shivaswati. Okay, and what are the inscription we found? It is the Nasik inscription given by Balashri and the Zunagad by Rudradamana. Who is Rudradamana? He is the father-in-law of Vashishtaputra Shivashri Shatakarni. He is also the son of who? Vashishtaputra Shivashri Shatakarni is the son of Gautamiputra Shatakarni. Second son. First son is Pulamavi. And what we have seen, he has won over Saka, Yavana, Pallavas, and he has defeated Saka Pratap Nahapana, and he has conquered all these kingdoms: Asmaka, Mulaka, Vidarbha, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Orissa, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu. And the important thing is title Trisamudra Toya Pitavahana. The religion they followed is Vedic. I also told religion is very, 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 very famous. We have to remember every dynasty's religion, the language they were using, all this we have to remember at any cost. And also we have seen what is Saka period. Saka period starts from 78 AD, right? And one more thing is Gautami and Vashishta. Vashishta is the wife of Gautamiputra Shatakarni. Both were very active in preaching religions. Like the men of those kingdoms, they used to wage wars and do all the manual work, but the women at that time, they used to be on the softer side, like giving donations or writing inscription or doing some donational work. So likewise, his mother and wife Vashishti, they were doing charities, and they were increasing the Vedic and Buddhist faith. Both they were involved in doing charity and Vedic and Buddhist faith. This is the end of Gautamiputra Shatakarni's chapter. Moving forward, we have Vashishtaputra Pulamavi. So once Gautamiputra Shatakarni died, the kingdom was not at all in a proper place. Whoever they were reporting to Gautamiputra Shatakarni, they have declared independence and they were creating havoc at that time. And Vashishtaputra Pulamavi was very not much great as that of his father, so he lost almost all his kingdoms towards the north and west side. He only thought of protecting his native place, that is coastal Andhra. He was protecting only coastal Andhra. This is the story of Pulamavi. Next, coming to Vashishtaputra Shivashri Shatakarni, he is the second son. After Pulamavi, Shivashri Shatakarni, he has come to rule. So he has been defeated by Rudradaman twice. Rudradaman is nothing but he is the father-in-law of Vashishtaputra Shivashri Shatakarni. Though he is the father-in-law of the Shatakarni's dynasty, the relations between them did not go well for a longer time, and somehow after his rule, Vashishtaputra Shivashri Shatakarni, the declination started, meaning that things did not go well, and there was a gap between the rulers also at that time, right? And Rudradaman was now ruling the complete area. The next ruler which has come is Yajnashri Shatakarni. Why we are learning about Yajnashri Shatakarni is he was the one last famous or the great kings of the Shatavahanas dynasty. He was the last one, right? So his ruling period we need to remember, that's the reason. So the ruling period would be 174 to 203 AD, right? So this is the ruling period. You have to remember why, because he was one of the last great kings. And how do you remember is, we know the end came in near to 18 AD. Take some 10 to 15 years back or 12 years back, then you will be getting 203 AD. And he ruled for how long? Almost 29 years he ruled. The inscription or the resources that we found is the Nasik, Kanheri and Chinna Ganjam. These are the inscriptions we found. Of these, the famous inscription which we are familiar is Nasik inscription, right? This inscription we need to remember. When Yajnashri Shatakarni was ruling, at that time, what we have seen earlierly, who was ruling at that time? It was Rudradaman. So Rudradaman died during that time. So Yajnashri Shatakarni, he has acted up wisely. He took advantage of that, and then he went and gained authority over the central India and also the western Deccan. What is the source that he occupied all these regions where? We found coins. Where did we find coins? We found coins at Berar, North Konkan, Saurashtra and Western Deccan. Once again I repeat, Berar, North Konkan, Saurashtra and Western Deccan. Okay, so these are the areas we found coins. During his time, Nagarjuna also existed. So we can say Nagarjuna as the contemporary of Yajnashri Shatakarni. What is it? Nagarjuna is the contemporary of Yajnashri Shatakarni. One important point. They will be asking like, Nagarjuna was the contemporary of which among the following kings, and you'll be giving options. So here it is Yajnashri Shatakarni, so that will be the right answer. Who is Nagarjuna is, he possessed extensive knowledge in Buddhism, that he has done Madhyamika doctrine also. Madhyamika meaning gaining or having great knowledge on Buddhist philosophy. In addition to this, he was also having a great knowledge on medicines. So that's why he is also known as a reputed chemist, meaning he had great knowledge on medicines. Where did he live? He used to live in Sri Parvata, which is also called as Nagarjuna Konda. You see to my right, you see the map Nagarjuna Konda. This is present in near Hyderabad, between Vijayawada and Hyderabad. And how did Nagarjuna die is, it is told that he was made to cut down his neck on the orders of the king. So that's how he died. It is known to be told that. This is the story of Nagarjuna. So what all Yajnashri Shatakarni do else is, one important thing what he has done is, he has constructed a railing around the Mahachaitya, that is Amravati Stupa. He has constructed railing, like if this is the Amravati Stupa at this place, at this part he has constructed the railing, giving additional protection and also extending that area. Correct? So this was done by Yajnashri Shatakarni, one of his great works. And after Yajnashri Shatakarni, there were few kings, like the last three great kings were Vijaya Shatakarni, Chandashri and Pulamavitri. So these three were the last three greatest kings. We need to remember their names also. Vijaya Shatakarni, Chandashri and Pulamavi. Pulamavi we will remember because right from early Shatavahanas we are learning about Pulamavi. That is Pulamavi I, who was before Hala, and also who was the 15th king, right? And then Pulamavi II, who is Gautamiputra Shatakarni's first son. Next we will have to remember Vijayashri Shatakarni and Chandasri. After Yajnasri Shatakarni's rule, the kingdom was again scattered. Andhra and Nagarjuna Konda areas were gone to Ikshvakus and Maharashtra were given to Tirukatas, meaning that they lost all these kingdoms to who? Maharashtras were lost to Tirukatas and Andhra, Nagarjuna Konda was lost to Ikshvakus. Ikshvakus is again one of the strongest dynasties we'll be looking in the next chapter. With this we have completed the late Shatavahanas. Tomorrow we are going to look into the political administration part of it, meaning how were their military strength, how was the town, how was the city, how was the council, the king, and economically how strong they were, socially what all used to be happen, what is the religion they followed, how was women during that time, and many other things we are going to look into. Okay, if you like my video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and do like, share and subscribe my channel or my page, and stay tuned for my next video and my next class. Thank you.